welcome back to my life, completing a lap around Australia. In this one, we spend a few days in Tennant Creek and surrounds. I do a few odd jobs on the car and also take the opportunity to spend a day doing some local exploration. Believe it or not, but Tennant Creek actually has some pretty cool things to offer. Now, you may remember in the last episode we had an issue with the airbag. While fixing this issue, I made a really critical mistake that caused an extremely dangerous situation. That's not good. Have we damaged anything? Oh shit. Why the did that happen? So, keep tuned for some thrills and pretty dumb spills. Let's go. Let's take it back to the start. So my time at this Barkly Highway camp actually lasted about 4 to 5 days, but let's mash it all into one for engagement purposes. The majority of the time I spent here was due to waiting for car parks to come in the mail. Don't judge me for eating kids cereal either, it's actually really good. So let's run through this car situation and what went wrong. So here I'm using my high lift jack to lift the car so I can remove the wheel and access the airbag. Jacking up the car isn't a new occurrence to me, I've done this many times. This was my first mistake. The wheel looks like it's off the ground from my point of view, but it's not. By this point I'd already made one other critical mistake, which is not chocking the wheels. My third mistake was forcibly trying to remove the tyre, as you can see here. I was so focused on finding out what was wrong with the airbag and too comfortable with lifting the car that I forgot all safety precautions and didn't even double check a single thing. Serves me right, eh? This situation could have been a lot worse. For example, imagine I hadn't moved my hand there. Or if I'd stood up straight. That's not good. Have we damaged anything? Oh shit. I think it should be okay. Why the did that happen? The car's in gear. Alright, I'm gonna get rocks and block the front up. Alright, we'll give it another go now. So, here's a list of what I should have done to make this a safe situation. Chock tyres, handbrake in car and gear, check jack position, ensure tyres off ground, place wheel under car, and refrain from going underneath the car. Tell you what, that adrenaline rush kicked my brain back into gear and we were much safer this time round. Anyway, the end result was I took the airbag out and we found out what our issue was. So the weld around the bottom thread had completely failed. A big manufacturing defect that should never have happened. While waiting for a new airbag, I spent a lot of time sorting out footage, as well as trying to chase up where the bloody hell my parcel was. It was meant to be overnight shipped, but that ended up being more like 4 or 5 days.
Welcome to Australia Post. Continue. We need to collect some information. Do you have your tracking number available? Please read out your tracking number, including all letters and numbers.
F S V 0 0 0 0 2 7 8 7 1.
Okay, let's try that again. We need only the letters and numbers. For example, if you're tracking, okay, have I got this right? I heard 3 4 0 2 0 0 0 2 7 8 7 1. Is that correct? Press 1 for yes or 2 for no. Please hold while we transfer you to a customer service consultant. Your expected wait time is over 10 minutes.
What? Well, that call turned out to be a complete waste of time, and it actually turned out to be quite a difficult task to locate my parcel. Anyway, this is a few other things I did while I was hanging around. The first job was to fix some loose wiring on my fridge condenser fan.
Oh, and there it goes, it started up. So there's a wiring issue there.
What was my fix for the issue? The classic Blake way of fixing things. Give it a wiggle, see if it stays working, and then leave it and see how long it lasts. My next job was to remove my electrical board and suss how I could add another breaker big enough to run my compressor. This was a mistake I made back at home. I thought that the breaker that I put on would be able to withstand the draw of my compressor, but it doesn't. I also reorganized what I call the garage side of the canopy, as well as set up the shower awning and had a much needed shower. That's enough of the boring stuff. Let's go for a little trip into Tennant Creek.
Saw your silhouette in the backlight. Swear we could have met in a past life.
Wednesday was looking to be a good day. The airbag was in Tennant Creek and I was going to go do some fun exploration.
Yeah, we should share a backseat in a taxi to get home. No need for either of us at this point to sleep alone. 'Cause I don't mind ending my days with you. You can waste my time if that's what you wanna do. Oh, I don't mind.
First up was a post office run. I came here to pick up my new airbag, but unfortunately it hadn't arrived.
Something that isn't so good is the package has not arrived. So I've contacted TNT. They're going to get back to me with details on where it is, hopefully, and if I'm going to the right place to pick it up, which I'm pretty sure I am because that's where I was told to go. Right now we'll do some wandering around looking at some places on Wikicamps, and hopefully the package arrives in the meantime.
'Cause I've been feeling all this lately, kinda wishing that a heart just didn't exist. I've been picking up the pieces of the things that you do. I'm always second guessing what could be your next move. Yeah, I'm just trying to see it from your point of view. Never told you that I need you 'cause I thought that you knew that I don't mind ending my days with you. You can waste my time if that's what you wanna do. Oh, I don't mind with all that you.
If you're ever in Tennant Creek, come check out Bill Allen Lookout. It's easy to access close to the city centre and serves as a great spot to make some lunch.
And all my days with you.
After visiting Bill Allen Lookout, I headed just down the road to the Battery Hill Information Centre.
Past life, treating every night like the last time.
When I went to Battery Hill, I only had a look at the artifacts outside, but I 100% recommend going in and doing a tour or at least having a look around. It looks like it was an amazing location from what I've seen online.
If I wanted to go out sort of the back area where probably all the cool stuff is, you can pay $14 to do like a self tour, but I'm really tight for money, so we won't be doing that. But we definitely did see some cool stuff even just out the front. Like some of the machinery and stuff was just wicked, really. Something different. So now I'm gonna head back to the servo that I filled up at like 3 or 4 days ago. Just top off the tanks because we've done 91 Ks now, so we'll top them off and then decide whether I fill up the third jerry sitting right there or just keep 2 on top and keep this one down here.
So sweet like a lemonade. Take time making you the Minute Maid. We can do something new, let me innovate. We can take it slow like we iterate. So sweet like a lemonade. Took time making you the Minute Maid. We can do something new, let me innovate. Take it slow like we iterate.
So we're back at the good old BP servo. 198 it was per litre, which is pretty bloody good, and I had a look everywhere else sort of on the way up. It's all like 230. That's about the minimum, so I thought I'm going to fill up now for 198. I get around 800 out of 120 litres plus another 60, so that should give me about 1,200 Ks, which is pretty significant. That should do me good. Oh, it's a dog. Hey. Hello. Hey. You friendly? Oh, yummy. You ate that up quick. Bye-bye, doggy. He's a really nice dog. Very timid, but loved the ham I gave him. All right, now we are on to the northern sculpture / welcome sign for Tennant Creek, and then we'll be heading out to Maryanne Park. The package still isn't here, and it's bloody 3:10. The post office shuts at 4, which is just great. It is what it is.
These artifacts resemble the mining town Tennant Creek once used to be. After a quick visit and reading some information, we headed north in search of Lake Maryanne.
I think the coolest bit is the birds over here. There's like big ducks and peacocks and chickens.
One more awkward conversation where we don't say what we mean. We've been distant, waiting on the ice to break. Can we fix this if we get out of our own way? Can't call you up when it's late at night.
Seeing this male peacock trying to entice a mate was particularly cool. Seeing this was definitely a first for me. Once again heading north up the Stewart, we hit our second last location, the Tennant Creek Telegraph Station. Tennant Creek Telegraph Station was a vital piece in Australia's worldwide communication. It was one of 11 repeater stations for Australia's overland telegraph line. The overland telegraph line stretched from Port Augusta down in South Australia all the way up to Darwin, Northern Territory. Construction began in 1870 and was completed in a quick 2 years. The station also began to serve other purposes, such as housing a butcher, blacksmith, and even the town's post office.
So this is where the blacksmith was, because they needed a blacksmith. Apparently.
The blacksmith shop was crucial to the operation of the station, providing repairs to wagons, horseshoes, and even just general gardening equipment.
Wow, this is cool. This is definitely worth coming and having a look at. All these sort of old buildings, and I don't know how safe I should feel in here. It doesn't look very safe, all those rocks, but cool experience to come have a look in here. Definitely worthwhile coming and checking it out.
I did forget to shut the gate, but I did go back and make sure I shut it.
Now, last thing, we'll just go check the cemetery, and next up is Devil's Pebbles.
From the information provided, it was quite hard to provide an accurate timeline of the events at the Telegraph station, although at some point in its history, it was owned by a cattle farmer.
This is the cemetery. There's only 2 graves here. Here lies the remains of Archibald Cameron and Tom Nugent. Cameron was a stockman at the Telegraph station who died in 1906. Alongside him lies Tom Nugent, the boss of Banker Station, who came to the area in 1896 with 1,200 head of cattle to establish the property. He and his family were frequent visitors to the Telegraph station. Tom Nugent died in 1911. Tell you what, we need to get somewhere where we can swim. The days are getting so hot now. Oh, lizard. Cool looking lizard just ran past. I'm hoping that the LEMOADE National Park has some good swimming spots. There's really cool lizards running around.
After frothing over some lizards, it was time to head to today's last location, the Devil's Pebbles, also known as Conjara.
Right, last stop before we hit the campsite is Conjara, also known as Devil's Pebbles.
The Devil's Pebbles are a smaller version of the Devil's Marbles, also known as Kalu Kalu. It is a very important indigenous site. Let's cue the montage. And just like that, a fun day exploring Tennant Creek came to an end. I headed back to the Barkley Highway camp to have a chill night.
There goes the sun.
For dinner, I cooked up some delicious but simple chicken palmies. Gotta say, they're definitely one of my favourites.
Dinner is going to be so good, man. Looks good.
Well, that brings us to the end of episode 12. Cheers for watching. Spoiler alert for the next one, I find the parcel and I continue on my lap around Australia.